your DM for the evening, also known as Metamangu. Oh my god. When are we take-throwing? Now? Hello, and welcome, friends, guests, fellow catstronauts. I'm Ben, your DM for the evening, also known as Metamongoose over on the Crit Cats Discord. And tonight, I'm running a game of Spelljammer with my friends and fellow Starchasers. Speaking of, with me tonight is Nick playing the Elven Star Druid Rothamir, Caleb playing the Human Fighter Victor, and Ash playing the Shadarkai Cleric of Order Sylvana. Just a quick recap of where we were since last episode. There was a bit of an orientation that our friends here went through, at which time they wandered around, collected some gear, visited various NPCs, got into maybe a little bit of trouble, potentially seated themselves at the top of the class, or at least so they think at the moment, and also got into a bit of a scrape up in the headmaster's chambers at the very top of the tower, but saved him from theoretical assassination in his drunken stupor, and now we're here today. So we're ready to play some Spelljammer?
Yes, sir.
All right, do it.
All right. Well, the good news is today is the day. After a week or so of academy orientation, getting the feel of the complex here at Spelljammer Academy, and going through some motions, taking some classes. Those of you who are in the spelljamming classes are, of course, learning how to pilot a spelljamming vessel. And those of you who do not have spellcasting ability, who are in the Spelljammer core, are kind of learning how to maintain things and various regs and other, just space needs that would help keep a spelljamming vessel afloat up in the starry skies above. Like I said, that's been going on for about a week or so. And like I said, today is a wonderful day because you guys get to report to Serth, the Spelljammer training officer, and you know that this is the day that you guys get to do a full-on simulated spelljamming adventure in the simulation deck today. Unfortunately, you are down a crew member deck while attempting to kind of figure out this whole 3/4 speed thing that he was commanded by Bosun Tardo. Managed to accidentally rack up a 3/4 compound fracture in the training simulator, and is currently convalescing at the moment. So you are down a crew member, but you don't want to miss your first real chance at simulated spell flight. So before you get any of that going, I would consider a hearty breakfast is in order. You don't fly on an empty stomach. It's bad for you, especially when all the illusions that Sereth is capable of are involved. And you hear that today is actually a competition flight. And those of you who are most interested in remaining top of the class are probably very excited to find out what this competition flight is all about. So I'm gonna move you over to the mess hall real quick. And when it has loaded for you, let me know, because it's already loaded for me.
99%. Hey, there we go.
Do we all see
Noted.
mess hall?
Yes.
Alright. Okay. So when you arrive, you recognize that there is quite a few various cadets and officers kind of sitting around eating breakfast this morning. Over in the corner at the counter is Petty Officer Winston Ryback, a GIF cook, the galley cook of the campus. He is preparing the meals. You are mildly familiar after a week of his cooking. It is some kind of smoky concoction of either deep fried meat or beans. That's kind of how he does things. You have it is commonly known amongst the cadets as gunpowder chowder, as the GIF are known to have a gunpowdery add-on with their muskets always at their hips. But yeah, that's what you see when you enter in. So, looking around, if you have any questions about the space, there is a patio out front. Otherwise, it is a wonderful little, cantina of sorts. It is held together by, wood and stuff, and it has various dangling blue lights in like a bronze wiring that kind of gives a nice glow to the space.
Well, you guys know I'm a bit socially awkward, so I'll let you go in first and I'll follow.
Take a charge. Take my...
Over by
Take my-
Winston is where the food lives.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm gonna go. I'm a growing boy. Head over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
And I
Where the
follow
food
him.
sign
Getting-
starts.
getting into the food line is point.
As you get into the food line, there are people kind of coming up and getting food and going and finding tables. Things that you there's various talk going on in the cafeteria. Some conversations slightly more hushed than others. Of topic, the training assignment for the day is being discussed. Various cadets are excited about this Spelljammer competition flight, though not many of the younger cadets like you guys kind of know what exactly is going on at the moment. But apparently they're supposed to be kind of like a two groups competitive competition training. There's people talking about how the simulations deck is going to be used to create like a whole realm space battle or other adventure concoction depending on the whims of the training officer. While you're also kind of moving up that direction, you do hear a few people chatting about the realm space charts that have recently gone missing. There is still some thefts happening that you have heard about when you had rescued Mert earlier. The people talking about those give you a little bit of a side eye, and you have learned that this has become a common reaction. It turns out that due to maybe Vina's doing, there's a rumor going around that a lot of the problems that have been going on around here may be related to Group 3C. Added to the fact that like there's some rumors that something went down up in the headmaster's chamber about a week ago that no one really knows what's going on, and you guys kind of got paid to keep it on the down low, so you haven't been able to really give good, clear answers. And the social maven that Vina is has capitalized on that. But what has also turned several older cadets against you guys in the last week or so is it turns out that there was a hobgoblin duty officer who recently got got in trouble for some contraband rum, and you found out after the fact that that was an off books reward that he kind of got from the older cadets who came back from missions alive, and turning him in and kind of putting him in the brig for a couple of days and moving him into the disreputed side of things has turned general feelings against you guys at the moment. So no one seems to be interested in being your friend right now.
Man, whoever turned that hobgoblin must be an asshole.
Yeah, that guy was a jerk. But
Not to anyone it's my specialty.
right. But as you kind of walk up to the counter, you do see on the south side of the room, Vina's over there with her constant lackey companions, and she just kind of gives you a rude gesture, and goes back to being herself. But you get up to the front, and Winston's there, and he's like, "Hello, children. How are you doing today? Ready for some food?"
Yeah, how's the chowder, Winston?
Oh, it's best as I've ever made it.
Ooh.
Can I interest you in the meat or the beans? Or both?
I'll take both.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. We're going to put some meat on your bones. He gives you big two slopping
Oh, yeah.
heapfuls.
I'm about to get a drink up here.
Well, you make that chowder sound delicious. I can't pass it up. I'll have it too.
Well, you know how I say. You got to get the 3 B's in you. Beans, bacon, booze. I put them all in the chowder and I cook out the booze because, well, can't fly drunk. But the taste is still there, and that's what's important.
I expected
Can't
the
argue
third
with
to be
that.
bombs.
No, you don't eat bombs.
You use those.
I'm just moving through the food line.
Yeah. You get your trays, and it's going pretty well. But yeah, by the time you've kind of gone through the food line, most of the seating is relatively filled by various folk. There are the 2 plasmoids that you met earlier are hanging out at a table. A few other various cadets that you haven't really had time to meet are also kind of littered around. But you do see, because you could take that nice 3-seat chair by the fire, but that's awful close to Vina. And
that is awful close.
but and there's a storm kind of going on outside, so sitting by the patio is probably not the best bet either. But there is 3 seats over by a young cadet near you guys, who he's looking kind of down. He's kind of struggling with some paperwork in front of him. He's got a book open. He looks really frustrated. And you vaguely remember he's a cadet in your class group named Meekin.
Well, I grab my things and hey, you guys want to sit with that cadet? He looks kind of lost.
I see no problem helping out. We're all new here.
We're
Make
all
a new
lost
friend.
sometimes. Sure, let's
All
go.
right. Mhm.
You go over there.
All right.
Meekin kind of looks up from his book, gives you guys kind of a thin smile, and then kind of just like welcoming you to the table, but like he doesn't have a lot of heart to him at the moment, and just kind of goes back to like making some notes in like a margin. He just looks kind of frustrated.
It's a problem.
Everything okay, friend?
He's like, oh man, we've got this flight today, and I just don't know if I'm gonna be ready for it. Honestly, it's just he's just like shows like all the paperwork spread out over. He's like a star chart and like depictions of like a spell jamming vessel and like lots of notes in the margins. He's like, I keep studying and I keep falling behind, and I'm probably gonna pull my class, but my crew behind with me today. It's gonna be terrible.
Nonsense. Like, what do you have a problem with? As I'll look over, like, ask him. Like, ask specifically what he's having a problem with.
He starts talking about like the spell matrices that make spell jamming ships function, um, and if you would like to kind of help him with his homework, an intelligence arcana roll will be required.
How about it's a straight intelligence roll?
If you don't have arcana, that's how you're gonna have to do that.
Okay then. Hey.
Hey. So the specifics are a little beyond you because you're not trained in arcana. But you're able to kind of like get the gist of what he's trying to explain, and kind of like point out a few places where maybe he's either overthinking something, or you're like, I don't know what this equation does, but I'm pretty sure that these two numbers do not make that number. You know?
Yeah.
And that cheers him up a little bit to hear that from you. He's like, I now that I think about it, at least this is starting to make a little bit more sense, but I don't know if I have it in me, like I kind of want to be a spell jammer, but I just don't know if I've got what it takes.
And I reach out and I put my hand on him and I say, I think you can do it. Why don't you give that exercise one more try? And as I say that, I cast guidance on him to boost his confidence.
All right. Give me along with that. Give me a charisma persuasion check to kind of boost his spirits a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
all right then. He's like, you're right. I think I can do it now. I I I just have a lot of doubts, and I wish my friends would be able to, be able to reason with those. I don't know if I have. They always seem so perfect, and I don't know if I can just tell them.
You have to
I
believe in
just,
yourself.
but I mean, they always seem to be always on point and know what's going on, and I just don't.
Have you asked them how come they always seem to be a step ahead?
I I really haven't. I just keep trying, and it just never seems to quite get there. But I think maybe this time, at least if I work hard enough, I could be able to at least be on par with them. Rothamir, while he's kind of having this discussion, you see over somewhere. Where's my point tool? This table over here by the fire that's got the two human cadets kind of hanging out. He seems to be talking about them. And you're pretty sure that he doesn't quite have it in him to maybe like have that conversation. But if maybe there was a bridge, a social bridge where someone else maybe went over there and like got them to open up to him.
Uh, as I finish, I kind of just look at the rest of our table. Pardon me for just a moment, my friends. And I go ahead and get up and make my way around this direction, obviously, because I do not want to go anywhere near our.
You don't want to go anywhere near
friend.
Vina. That's fair.
Hello, my friends. How are you today?
They kind of look up at you and go, what was it? Rothamir, right?
Yes,
3C, if I remember correct.
that is correct.
The guy goes, well, I'm Bradford, and this is Tawny. We're in 2B.
Pleasure to meet you. To officially meet you. Looking forward to the excitement today.
I mean, probably. I think we'll be able to handle this. We've been working a little harder. Our pilot's not quite what we were hoping, but I think if we get through this together, we'll be able to figure it out.
Who's your pilot? If I might ask.
Meekin Haverstance.
Deacon. Yeah, he is definitely eager to do well. I can
I
see
know,
that.
right? He studies so hard, and I don't know how I can keep up with him. Like, he tries real hard, and I think he over tries sometimes. But like, I mean, we're all kind of struggling.
Sometimes, these are both humans, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes in my years, I've seen people don't always understand the struggles of another. Perhaps, if I might be so bold to suggest it, sharing your struggles with your teammates. Perhaps their strengths can become yours and your strengths can become theirs.
Make me a persuasion check.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Okay, yeah. The rest of the team's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, it had to end somewhere. They're like, I mean, he seems kind of, we'll think about it. You don't think they're gonna think about it very hard.
I mean, just saying that it's a, give it a shot. Give him a shot. I think he might be in awe of what he sees around him as well. And I kind of just look at them both and nod with a knowing smile.
They nod back, but I don't know. Maybe it depends. It depends on if they have the will to kind of open up. You don't know if it's quite there yet, but maybe.
A pleasure to meet you both. I will go ahead and take my leave. Good luck today.
Yeah, I hear you guys are also doing the training.
Yes, it will be an experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, best of luck.
Thank you. See you later. And I'm going to make my
Wander
way
back that way.
back up here to the rest of my people.
But by the time he wanders back, the two of you have kind of talked Meekin off the edge. He seems a little bit better, a little bit more self-confident than he used to be. He's definitely scratched out a few notes in his journal. He's like, yeah, I think I'll be able to do this today. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna be able to do it today.
One battle at a time.
I think you will.
Have faith in
Um,
yourself.
hmm?
Have faith in yourself, I say as I sit back down at the table.
Faith got me this far. I don't know how much more I got in me, but we'll find out together. But after that, you guys have a pretty decent breakfast, filling if nothing else. And it is time. It is time to work your way over to go have some fun. So I'm gonna move you over here to the Spelljammer Academy map where we can move you up to the simulations deck.
Okay.
So without further ado, you arrive at the simulations deck at the same time as the other team of cadets. It is a familiar other team of cadets. It is Meekin and the other two whose names I've already slightly forgotten.
Tony.
Bradford and
Bradford and Tawny, yes.
Tony,
yeah.
Um, they have arrived. They have another 2 or 3 crew members as well that you have not met. I guess they weren't there for breakfast. But you have arrived. You're all kind of gathering in the main hall where the training officers, Saerth and Tarto, are waiting. A few of the members of the other squad are kind of murmuring excitedly, but then Tarto kind of gives them a withering glare as she chews on her cigarette, and it kind of quiets them. A Saerth kind of scans the congregation of you with his silvery eyes, and their gaze kind of shifts into a wide grin, and he's like, "Well, isn't this gonna be fun?" Tardo kind of calls for attention. You all kind of line up as expected. She steps forward and begins kind of giving you the details of the upcoming training mission. Saerth is first to speak. He explains that each of you, each team of cadets, first off must assign some crew roles to its members. There are some optional roles, captain and shipmate, and one mandatory role, the Spelljammer. A team can have multiple shipmates, but only one captain and only one Spelljammer. Just for those of you who are unfamiliar about what your roles are, a captain is the team member who assumes basically the ability to give orders to other crew members. And the crew members, in turn, are expected to follow those orders. A shipmate is a team member whose job it is to handle the ship's rigging, the shipboard weapons. The captain, of course, can switch into this role as necessary. And of course, the Spelljammer is the one who must fly the ship and must be a spellcaster.
Yeah, the Spelljammer position.
So the various groups are beginning to deliberate amongst themselves about who gets to be what. So who's going to get to be what on your team?
Oh, I think we have a debate between who shall be the captain and the Spelljammer at this point. Unless Victor, you really have a preference towards your end.
I mean, I'd love to be the Spelljammer, but sadly I cannot.
Well,
Only one of you gets to sit in the nice chair.
I will concede the nice chair if you would like to have it.
I'm trying to debate what would be more beneficial for us. Like being in the nice comfy or not so comfy chair, or being able to help regardless of the situation and not have to give up ship controls.
It is notable also that as far as teams go, you are currently outnumbered 2-1.
Yes.
We
The
got
other team has 6 crew members, 6 total members.
that's this is still doable.
So,
I feel confident in either position. It's really a matter of preference at this point. Would you like to give it a go on the first simulation and see what it feels to be a spelljammer?
so Ben, just to make sure, how
Mhm.
easy is it to hop from my training? Would it be to hop out of the spelljammer?
If you get
slot
out of
to help?
if you get out of the chair, the ship doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, does that mean we lose our bubble?
No, but you do lose the ability to move.
Until I get back into the chair.
Correct.
Probably full round action.
If it gets bad enough, I need to get out of a chair. That's good to know. Okay.
You got this.
Okay. I think you're right on this one. So I'll go ahead and take the helm on this one. Now we figure out who shall be our captain.
Well, Savannah, you said you didn't want to be a captain. I have no problem being a shipmate.
I'm sorry?
From what I understand, you want to be the best captain around, so. She want to be captain.
As ordering people to do things seem to be something I do well, so let's try it.
Okay.
Okay, so roles have been decided. Savannah is the captain of this particular function. Victor, you are a crewmate, and Rothmir, you are the spelljammer. All right. So, with that information aside, everyone has kind of decided. Various squabbles amongst the other team have been settled. It is very clear that Mikan is the spelljammer of this crew, and one of the other folk has turned out to be the captain, one of the other crew members that you haven't met yet, and everyone else is going to be just crew. With that decided, Bosun Tarto takes a long pull of her cigar and then surveys the assembled crew before her. Each crew is to navigate their ship through a debris field in the outskirts of Collier, a sodden big gas giant. There, you are to salvage the captain's logbook from the wreckage of an abandoned ship, then return to your starting point with your ship intact. She then levels her steely eye and says with a glare, "Intact, not first. Get the mission done well, not quick."
I'll be back in a minute.
After that, Meekin comes over to you guys and is like, "I guess we're the ones competing today. Good luck."
Good luck to you as well. I had thought that there would be more people competing, but
I think they're doing batches of 2.
well, I meant like throughout the day.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like we're competing
Yeah.
now.
Yes, I know, and hopefully it'll be a good experience for all of us.
Well, see how it goes. And so with that, we're you kind of get ushered over into like one of those chambers where all of the illusions take place. The other team is ushered over into another chamber, and and everything starts being prepared. You're just told to wait until the simulation begins, which will be
Hey,
as soon as our fighter gets back.
We got this, right?
Oh,
I think so. I mean, we are outnumbered, but I think we'll do well.
Yeah. Hope Dex rubbing his lucky human foot.
He's not here. But he's back in the dorm just rubbing the human foot, being like, I hope they do well. I hope they do well. I hope they do well.
I missed Deck, but not his lucky foot.
But yeah, Searth kind of accompanies you guys to the simulation chamber. Mr. Blip is there, the auto gnome. He is preparing the physical aspects of the simulator. He's kind of moving. He's got like a little control panel that he's working on, flipping little switches and dials and stuff like that. But once the auto gnome has gotten the area secure, he looks over at Searth and kind of gives him a thumbs up. And then he comes over to you guys, and Mr. Blip hands you 2 pages of parchment. The first of which is a wild space map that kind of shows the route to your destination. And the second is a crude sketch of a logbook that you are supposed to retrieve.
Who do you think? Who did he hand? Who did he hand these to?
The captain at this time. I don't have images for those things because they are just a map and a picture of a book. So, without further ado, Searth kind of steps back from the platforms, kind of holds their palm outward, and begins some kind of an incantation. Sigils crawl across the walls and floor. The floor glows brightly, intensifying as the training officer weaves their powerful illusion. Good luck, cadets, they say, and don't be afraid. Though these illusions are extremely realistic, thanks to my arcane prowess, they're just that, illusions. And with that, blue and white lines form around you, etching the shape of a ship deck around the platform on which you stand. The room then melts away amid an explosion of colors, textures, and sounds that place you on the deck of a ship that is shaped like a gigantic hammerhead shark. The ship itself is situated in Skydock atop the Spelljammer Academy. Scuttling clouds kind of fill the sky above you. Just out of curiosity, Sylvana, how do you take the transition with all of these colors kind of merging into an illusion?
As I see the colors, I feel myself starting to get distracted, as I usually do when I see the bright reds and blues. And then I also shake my head and say, no, focus. We have a mission to do. I can't let my team down. And I gather myself and start just looking ahead and paying attention to what I need to pay attention to.
All right. I will move you all to the Hammerhead ship. And importantly, there is the spelljamming helm upon that ship, which I will show you now, is a resplendent-looking draconic chair carved in wood, a padded seat, high-backed, a sigil underneath it, wreathed in flames. It hovers above it. Basically, calling to the Spelljammer to sit upon it.
Which I shall.
All right.
It is nice.
Well, does anyone want to do anything before takeoff? You have a map to your destination, a book or a picture of a book, and you are currently in what is effectively the illusory version of Skydock, preparing for takeoff. Are there any preparations anyone would like to make?
I just study the map. I lay it on the table if there's one, and I take a good look at the sketch of the book, get familiar with it, and then I start walking around the ship, looking, seeing, kind of getting my feel for it.
All right. Victor, any as the shipmate, any preparations you would like to make?
I would like to make sure that both this catapult and this looks like this ballista is loaded.
All right. You give a quick check over of the weaponry. Both are definitely functional, but not currently loaded.
I would like to.
Would you like to preload them?
I would like to preload these weapons.
Okay.
Uh,
So you
Excellent idea.
set a bolt onto the ballista and then run to the back and kind of load up a shot into the catapult.
yes. Player-wise, I don't know if this is a bad thing to have have preloaded, but
This is your first shot at a real ship.
While he's doing that, I think I'll take a look at that map as well, trying to get a good idea for where we're going.
Okay.
I like to do that as well. But do the sails actually sort of function?
Yes, the
Okay.
sails are very functional.
Like, but do they sort of like? I don't know. Does the Spelljammer itself shift the sails?
No, that's what the crew is for.
Okay. I would like to also make sure that the rigging is tight.
Okay. You're gonna do final checks, basically.
Final checks, yes.
You remembered from your classes.
And then yeah, I would also. Well, I'm probably the one running around doing all, so I probably won't have time to look at the map that these two would have.
That's fine. All right. Well, having made some final checks and have gone and dealt with the map, trying to figure out a best course, it is time for liftoff. Spelljammer. So in order to get this ship a moving, I'm going to need a d20 roll using your spellcasting ability. So you are a druid, so a wisdom roll plus proficiency bonus. That is more than sufficient.
And that didn't even get my
That
proficiency.
didn't even get the
bonus
plus
in there.
2. It is the smoothest takeoff you have managed thus far. Probably one of your best takeoffs. In fact, your only takeoff. But, the best one. Top of the class takeoff is what that is.
This is a great start.
Out of curiosity. You see behind you, the competing hammer ship begin to lift off, a little shaky, but it does eventually make some headway up into the stars. But you are definitely far ahead. you're up into the clouds before they are even like fully off the ground. And it is not
Excellent
long.
takeoff.
Hmm?
That's an excellent takeoff. Let's keep it up.
I
The
hope to.
the island of Nimbral disappears quickly beneath your ship, which passes through the clouds until the spectacular void of wild space comes into view. But now that you're in wild space, things that you must do to get to your location. A various now that you're in space, a full course must actually be plotted. So that's probably the captain's job, and or other things the captain may be interested in doing. Shipmate, it is your job to make sure that all the things that may have shifted during takeoff are stowed and secure. And Spelljammer, it's your job to move this thing.
Yeah. So I looked at the map. And
So in order to plot a course, I need a wisdom survival roll.
come on, good time to crit. Oh boy.
That is not great.
Mm-mm.
Anything I can do to base off my memory of looking at the map to possibly suggest a different course?
No, because you're busy piloting.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to look at the map.
If only you had more crew members. No.
Yeah.
But so you've plotted what you think is a reasonable course, Sylvana. It's an option. Yeah, it's a thing. So having plotted a course, Victor, you have things to stow, hatches to batten, all that fun stuff.
Tie down.
I need a strength athletics or dex acrobatics check from you
Good if
to kind of get like ropes corralled and things put together.
I can do that. Hey.
Oh, at some point, and I missed it, PB traded in a group hydrate for us, so we should have a drink.
All right.
It's not water, but it'll do.
Actually, I owe, I think, 3 at this point.
That makes me so I need a refill, but I can still hear you.
All right. But anyway, so how are we doing stowing? Oh, you did really well, Victor. Yeah. Things are stowed. Ropes are rigged.
Natural.
The various shots that you preloaded did not fall out during takeoff.
Okay.
And now, importantly, getting this thing moving in wild space. Rothamir, I need a intelligence investigation or wisdom survival roll from you to get moving in the way you were directed by your captain.
Oh boy.
That's definitely going to be the wisdom survival roll.
So you're following orders, but you do see that there are definitely various pitfalls that were unaccounted for that were probably on the map, if you remember correctly. But you expertly navigate around those while not making your captain feel like maybe she made a bad choice.
Can I see the other ship from here?
You cannot.
Okay.
They have maybe chosen a different course than the one you guys
the wrong course. Because we're headed the right way.
That's correct.
I'm certain of it.
Captain.
Yeah.
I see the book we need to look for. I don't. This is an abandoned vessel, correct?
Sounded like a derelict. It sounded like to me. A derelict vessel.
I'm so confused.
Yes, you guys are supposed to go salvage a book from a wrecked ship out in wild space.
How are we supposed? How are we supposed to safely leave the ship without
I mean, you can get your air envelope close enough,
Okay.
and theoretically, the wrecked ship may still have some atmosphere.
If at any point I start noticing that things do not look quite right in the direction that I have chosen, I would like to take another look at the map.
So you do notice. Well, actually, no. Make me a perception check to see how well you notice.
Oof.
So it does not take you very long to notice that while Rothamir is technically following your orders, he is definitely doing his own thing to avoid some problems that you had unaccounted for.
Oh. So I grab the map and I focus and I give myself a little bit of a boost of confidence by giving myself guidance.
All right. And what words of prayer are you offering to get this guidance?
I cannot let my team down. I have to do better. I know I must have done. I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong, but I know I did something wrong because I can tell that the Spelljammer is having to maneuver around things that he should have known were there, and I didn't tell him. So I need to do better.
Fair enough.
But I
You
said that
feel
in my
yourself
head.
kind of suffused with divine energy a little bit, in hopes that maybe your map reading skills will be better. And you can make another survival roll if you wish.
Start to calm myself.
That plus a d4?
Oh
Or
yes.
Oh, your d4 didn't. I just roll a d4. We'll add it to that.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey! You see much clearer. And you realize that you were kind of going out of the way, which is probably why you don't see the other vessel at all. And with some quick thinking and some chart realigning, you can give your spelljammer maybe some orders that would point in the right direction.
I think we were a little off course. It might have been my fault. It probably was my fault. But here's the corrections, and I kind of guide him through where I want him to go now.
Just the scenic route, that's all.
You don't have to roll to
Okay.
continue flying.
That's good.
Thank goodness.
Good.
You don't need to fail that roll. But no, you're fine. So as you kind of align the correct way, and you accelerate you got that warp action going on where all of a sudden like it starts speeding up, and you've learned that this is kind of how spelljammer ships work. Once they get up to a cruising speed, it kind of becomes exponential so that you can move quickly through vast distances. It'll only probably slow down if there gets caught in like gravity well or some other thing that would draw its attention, because space works weird like that. But you've done a pretty good job. But after a minute or so in this simulated hyperspace state, the ship returns to its normal flying speed sooner than you had planned. A school of giant space eels swims past the ship, each eel discharging a bolt of lightning as it zips by. The ship itself caught in the eel's electrical storm, which seems to start one or more fires on the deck.
Oh no.
Um, so
Bucket, start putting that fire out immediately.
Run, run, run.
We need
um,
some deck.
So, Captain, to give a useful, helpful order, a charisma persuasion roll is required.
Come on, guys.
It's
Hurry up.
clear and concise. Victor, hop to it. Victor, for you, a strength athletics or dex acrobatics check to kind of rush over and pound the fire into submission, or like throw some like canvas over some of it to kind of suffocate it would be useful. But you did not do well.
Bro,
Victor's having a
go.
rough time. You can see, Sylvana, that Victor is outnumbered fires to people at the moment. And while that's going on, Rothamir, you're trying to avoid running into flying space eels. Giant space eels are dangerous, you've learned. And, you're trying to move the ship out of the way of it. So I need an intelligence arcana roll from you to kind of force the ship away from this electrical storm. That's a really big fire.
That is a really big fire.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Am I in the middle of it?
Is there a way I can get that fire in like half that size? That's better. Move you up there, helping out.
I'm hoping
There
that
we
is
go.
enough to dodge an eel or three.
It is not good enough. In fact, you run into an eel trying to kind of curve away from the mass, and another fire starts near the back of the ship.
Weapons.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sylvana, it's all going wrong.
We need these fires.
It's all
Ow.
going bad.
Oh boy.
You're caught in a space eel storm.
If I have time, I want to use guidance one more time, and just with urgency. These fires need to be put out. We're gonna lose our ship.
All right.
I can.
You have guidance yourself.
Oh wait, guidance is. I'm thinking bless. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're thinking bless.
Sorry. No.
So target your friends. And
no.
Bless to your heart's content.
I wanted to do guidance. I don't know if bless will help. It was my
Bless
mistake that I
adds
chose.
skill rolls, I believe,
Attack.
right? Or attack rolls. Oh. Never mind.
Alright, I
Guidance
think
is the one
attack-
you wanted.
Yes. So I'm gonna put guidance on Rothamir.
Okay. Rothamir is currently
Oh.
piloting.
No, not Rothamir. I'm sorry. Victor.
I'm a real boy.
There you go.
I'm sorry. It's just that I'm nervous. These fires are making me nervous.
All right.
I mean, click on the right place.
Are you going to assist in putting out fires?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Do you want to help with the front fire or the back fire?
I'm going to help with the backfire because that catapult is loaded and I don't want it to malfunction and
That seems good. All right. So
yeah, and hurt our ship.
what I need from first off from Victor, a strength athletics or dex acrobatics roll to and tell me how you're putting out this fire.
I
have-
will take. I will. I don't know. Would a waters? I have my water skin. I don't know if that would.
I mean, yeah. And you've stowed like water barrels.
No, well, see. Is there one up on the? If there's one on the top deck, I will crack it open.
You do have one near the front of the deck. Yes.
I will go retrieve water and.
All right. Give me a strength athletics roll to do that in a manner that does not overly tire you out.
Okay. Hey. 24.
You're doing well. That fire is going out. In fact, it will be out very soon. Near the back of the ship is where you went, and we'll get to you now that you've wandered back there. Here after we get done with Rothamir. Rothamir, you're still in the space eel swarm.
We need to get out of that.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't roll. Oh. Let me fix that.
No, it seems to do if it have done its thing.
Apparently, I took a 15.
Oh, weird. Oh. That's fine.
I don't know how I
I'm
did
not really
that.
sure how that happened. But anyway, Rothamir, give me a in this case, now that you've kind of got the ship kind of under control but still slightly on fire, a wisdom survival roll to get out of this mess.
Feeling much better about that roll. I would hope.
Yes. You managed to steer the ship out of the eel swarm, so the ship will no longer be getting new fires. Sylvana, you're at the back of the ship now. You see that a fire has begun to spread along the back deck there. How would you like to try to put it out?
I look around to see if I see anything that I can use as a firewalker. Anything at all.
I mean, there's like some like bits of sails and stuff that are not like leftovers or various other like sand buckets and all that stuff you'd expect to find on a ship.
Bits of
for
sails.
prevention.
If they're thick enough and I feel that I can use it as a firewalker, I grab it and I start whacking.
All right, that is a strength athletics roll.
Whew. I'm not very strong. Mm.
You do not seem to be making any serious progress in that regard. Which takes us to Victor. Victor, your fire's out, but you see the back of the ship it's problematic.
How much water do I still have in this barrel I picked up?
It's about half full.
It's gonna be a bit more emptier when I run up there.
You're gonna haul it over and okay, yeah, strength athletics roll from you to kind of shoulder that barrel, run down some steps, and haul. 14 is good enough as your captain is smashing away at the fire, not really making much headway. A barrel of water just kind of like goes over your head and like crashes on the deck and kind of puts out that fire. There are a noticeable amount of scorch marks on the deck.
Well,
The ship has
I'm not
suffered
here now.
some damage, but not all.
I
Not all damage.
well, as we continue to travel, I feel embarrassed that I'm not being a better captain and that we have damaged the ship, so I can start working on it by casting mending.
All right. The mending spell is doing okay. It's not doing enough repair. We yeah. Turn on your video so we can get all back to where we belong.
Sorry about that.
Musical chairs, doing it. Hello
Sorry.
again, back where I need to be. All right. So, as you're kind of cleaning up the deck, Rothamir, you've got us back away from the eels, resuming the journey, traveling rapidly at spell jamming speed. After about another minute in this state, you arrive at your destination, where you discover an abandoned ship located at the center of a cluster of asteroids. Reaching the ship safely means navigating a careful route through those asteroids. Captain, how would you like to make that a thing? You see your target far away in this asteroid cluster, and there are like chunks of rock just everywhere.
At this time, we're not going the spelljammer speed, correct? We're going
Correct. No,
normal.
you come out into normal speed.
Right.
When you hit the asteroid field.
I think we should lower. I think we should be half the mast at this point and lower the sails just a bit. Make sure we cruise through this. So basically, I want to slow down the ship a little bit.
Okay. Give a charisma persuasion roll to kind of get your order across to your spelljammer.
Charisma. I do not find charisma. Oh, that's because I'm looking in skills.
Yeah, well, it's a persuasion roll. It'd be in the skills.
There we go.
It's a pretty good.
Alright, so I tell him to lower the mainsail. And let's be careful.
All right. Victor, I need a strength athletics or dex acrobatics, depending on how you wish to try to lower the mainsail.
With my strength.
All right. So you go up there and pull on some ropes. You strike the mainsail, giving it a little bit less wild space in the sail, so you can slow down a little bit.
The solar winds.
Yep, the solar winds no longer propel you forward. Rothamir, how do you want to navigate this? Tell me your plan.
Well, definitely, it's like skill-wise, I would probably go with the wisdom survival, but the explanation for that is there's lots of space rocks, and we wish to not be smashed by them.
That is correct.
So I'm going to try to navigate the ship through that nice little asteroid field and try to avoid getting too close to any one of them.
All right. I need a wisdom perception check from you to keep an eye on floating rocks so as not to hit them. You hit them. So it is not is not great. You definitely catch you miss some, the big ones, right? But it's the slightly smaller ones that are a bit of an issue, and you take just a chunk of damage to the ship as a meteor or asteroid kind of like tears through the side of the ship a little bit, splintering some wood.
Ugh.
Passing
Sorry.
damages.
It's okay. Slow and steady.
I'll
We'll
fix
get
that one
through
when I
this.
can.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Savella if I could see the picture of the book we need.
Absolutely.
I would.
I bring out the sketch of the book.
Is there any notable markings on this book?
It just looks like a ship logbook.
Like,
It's got like a gold filigree design with 3 stars situated on the cover.
okay.
But it is not far after you get through the asteroid field that you get closer to the shipwreck, which I am showing to you
Mm.
Ooh.
now. It is effectively a ship graveyard. There is the one ship that has a kind of like a signal light up by the flag, so you know that's kind of the one you're aiming for. Searth was nice enough to put like a checkpoint, so you know which ship to aim for. But yeah, it is a very debris laden area. The It's going to take a little bit of time to kind of fly around and locate stuff torn apart by celestial debris. So, how would you like to go about this particular uh, investigation?
I'm willing to go in.
This ship is much larger than our ship.
It is, yeah, it's about twice as big as your ship.
Can we tell if the atmospheric bubble is still active on it?
Make for me well, you don't have Arcana, so an intelligence check.
I can do that. I think I rolled an ability. Yeah, same shit.
All right. So around the ship area, you see that there's like an atmospheric cloud. So you assume that there is still a little bit of atmosphere bubble left on the ship. And if you pull up close to it, your ship's bubble should be able to like cover a good chunk of the ship. As long as you're not
Well,
like climbing up on the masts or anything.
I will try to get us very slowly and carefully close to it.
All right.
I order then to lower the mainsail just a bit more and go as slow and steady as we can.
Okay. I need a persuasion roll from you to see how well your orders are perceived.
Okay.
I mean, the sail coming down part's easy. She just wants some sails down, Victor. As many as possible, honestly.
Sails
Probably
down?
the best.
Sails down? Eh.
You're going to be making this roll at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I'll
So just roll it again. And we'll pick the lower of the two.
19 or
Right.
22.
Okay, so 19. So you read enough between the lines And you're like, I know what she meant to say.
Mutiny. That's what she said.
She said mutiny. Mutiny.
Not yet.
Not yet. But you managed to get the sails down. Rothamir, you are also conflicted about like which side of the ship maybe you need to pull up on. She said something about maybe like one of the sides was safer than the other, but as you kind of come up under the ship, you're not really sure which side to park on. So I need a wisdom survival roll from you at disadvantage.
I try to get that to do both, but
So good. Oh,
shoot.
Not a 19.
So you pull up on the wrong side, and catch like a beam that's jutting out from the ship, that kind of tears a small gouge through the side of your vessel.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Do know that your ship does have a hit point total that I'm keeping track of. Going great.
It's been bold. It's been burnt.
It is going great. I
It'll
believe
buff
it.
out.
But anyway, so now you've pulled up next to it. How would you like to go from here? The wreckage of the ship is kind of surrounded by a cloud of silvery dust particles that kind of reduce visibility. After pulling up alongside the wreck, you are free to search for the logbook to your heart's content.
Okay.
I don't know what your plan is, but if you know, it's
Whatever we
available.
do, let's stick together.
I mean, does the atmosphere? No, we were going over that, but the atmospheric bubble going off when there's no one in the helm.
No, the bubble will remain,
Yeah,
regardless of if anyone's in the helm or not.
gotcha.
So, if you guys want to look for the book, I can try to make some moderate repairs to the ship.
I see no problem with that.
Well, we don't know what to expect in there. We might need you.
Whatever the captain orders.
Okay.
All right.
I like the captain's too much responsibility. I say that, to myself.
Just kind of mutter under your breath. This seems like a lot of responsibility.
I'm losing it. I'm stressing out.
All right. Just wait till you see the grade sheet that I have to keep for this adventure. But anyway, yeah, that's a thing. So you're all getting off the ship, going on to the derelict wreck.
Yes.
All right. It is not hard. You are all seasoned adventurers and spelljammer trainees at this point. You get out like the little hook ladders and ropes and kind of secure yourself to the side of this vessel and climb up into the midsection of the ship. It is a destroyed vessel. There are bits of. It's definitely not quite got its gravity plane anymore. Walking around is kind of like walking around on like the moon is what you'd expect. Kind of every step is a little bit more of a float and a leap than an actual walk.
My,
Yeah,
my heavier armor. Does my heavy armor keep me a bit more grounded then?
a little bit. And there's just a lot of pieces of things floating around here. Where would you like to start first?
Well, I think we should go to the back of the ship where typically the captain quarters are.
Okay. As you all piece your way toward the back, make for me a perception check. Rothamir, there is something else on the ship here with you. It is hard to spot, mostly because it seems to be one with the shadows. But there's definitely movement in the darkness, and you are pretty sure that you caught a pair of like white glowing eyes, but then you lost sight of it again as it kind of disappeared from where it was.
There's something. We're not alone. There's something in the shadows. Kind of gesture to where I saw it last.
The two of you look over there. There is nothing there but darkness and shattered bits of wood.
I must continue carefully.
So, sorry.
Yes?
We know what Ted destroyed the ship, or
No. They just said it was a derelict vessel. That's why you're getting the logbook. So that you can learn what destroyed the ship, maybe. So you're heading back to the captain's area. Make for me another perception roll to see if you can spot anything. Natural 20, a really good roll, and Victor rolled a number. All right, Savannah. You are first to see it. Rothamir close behind. There is a logbook laying amid the debris of the captain's cabin, bobbing kind of in the air in the derelict gravity plane. It looks like it's floating out in there's not a floor for you to walk to it. It's just kind of like hanging out there in the rubble field of the back end of the ship.
Is it reachable? If I
It's not
jump?
reachable with a hand.
Okay.
You would need some ranged acquiring power or some other ingenuity way to acquire it.
has she pointed this out to us yet, or?
Well, her and Rothamir see it.
Yeah, I'm looking like,
But it looks like it's a good, easily 20 or 30 feet out amongst the debris.
Let's see. We don't happen to have a mage hand available, do we?
why?
You're polling the audience. You're like, crew. Any
Anyone?
ideas? Mage hand?
Anyone?
What
Bueller?
what are we talking about?
Anybody else have mage hand available?
What are we talking about, though?
The
Well,
logbook.
and I point at the book, and well, it's a bit out of our reach right now.
Oh, the squint look, try to find it. Like,
You do see it.
I would
Now
like.
they pointed it out to you.
I would like to use my brain mage hand.
Okay.
As it just starts floating. towards
Give
us.
me a sleight of hand roll to maneuver this through the debris towards you.
Do I use my modifier or do I use my dex?
Your What's your spellcasting? Is it intelligence?
It would be intelligence.
Then yes, that.
I'm.
Or just
Yeah, it would just be. It'd be intelligence roll.
okay. Yeah, then just do an intelligence roll.
Oh my god.
That's
Living
risky.
on
I
the
saw
edge.
that one.
Living on the edge.
That was almost bad, but instead it was good, and it succeeded the DC of the roll. So you Jedi mind power, reach out and touch a book. You feel it in your mind and kind of begin pulling it towards you guys, and now have a logbook. Congratulations,
Because I presented it to Savala. I'm terrible.
Savannah.
Savannah.
Well, that beats tying a rope around deck.
All right. So I compare it to the sketch, make sure we feel we have the right book. And
It
if
does
we
look
do,
like the page that you have acquired.
so I carefully tuck it into my backpack and make sure it's secured. Make sure I was gonna say zip, tie up my backpack very, very well. And, all right.
All right.
I think we could start heading home.
Yeah. Now you just got to get out of the asteroid field, Rothamir.
Okay. We had a little bit of practice already doing this, so second time should be easier.
Yep, here is hoping.
As you guys are leaving the ship, Rothamir, you feel that you are being watched.
Oh no.
Yeah. Gonna kind of keep looking around as we start to head back.
Make for me another perception check. Seems fine. Nobody. Nah. Looking around the deck, you're like, eh. Whatever it is, I don't see it.
We're leaving its territory. We're gonna be. Hopefully, it'll leave us alone from there. And guess I will make my way back to our vessel.
Okay. I will need from you specifically a kind of roll. Explain to me how you avoid the asteroids this time.
Before I do that, since we have a moment, can I look at some of these nice gouges we've inflicted upon the ship?
They're nice. Like it's mostly it's not like going to cause the ship to immediately fall apart. But it is definitely noticeable damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast mending on at least one of those.
Okay, you find like 2 boards and you're like, made it better. Then you look at like the gouge in the side of the ship underneath and you're like, that's mending's not gonna fix that.
Band-aid solutions.
I'll take what I can fix.
While he's doing that, I want to assess the damages that was dealt to the artillery on the ship.
Both of the weapons seem fine at this time.
Okay.
Making sure stuff's tied down before he takes the launch. Then.
The ballista looks like it's taken a little bit of fire damage, but not any that would prevent it from firing appropriately. Like the wood on it's a little blackened with soot.
We all set?
I think so. Everybody ready?
Ready.
I'm gonna take a good look around us before I get back in the helm. Try to see where any of those gaps and spaces between the asteroids might be.
All right, I need
got,
another perception check from you to gauge where your things are. You managed to make it out without breaking yourself.
Yay.
Make note of that. All right. So yeah, you this time being very cautious about the rocks, having dealt with them at least once already. You kind of pull out away from the derelict ship and kind of navigate around all of the asteroids without causing any more damage. Let's see. As you kind of exit the asteroid field, your ship kind of steers clear of the asteroids. But as you kind of pull away, another ship appears. Its sleek frame is painted in a wild shade of pink, and is designed to resemble an immense squid. Starlight reflects off the ship's hull, illuminating two turret-mounted ballistas rotating slowly to face your ship.
Oh. Oh no.
You see here, let me, off to the side, a squid ship begin trying to gain on you, and from the deck, a pirate image that I'm now sharing with you. You hear very faintly the call of in a language you do not immediately understand, but you recognize the call of violence, which will soon befall upon you.
Murder.
Oh no.
In this regard, we will move to initiative.
They're gonna drive me the image out of the way.
Finally, not below 10.
I need a initiative roll from. There we go.
It decided to take its sweet time.
All right. So things that can happen during this combat. Your ship, of course, has hit points. I'm tracking those. The enemy ship, of course, has hit points. I'm tracking those as well. You can, as the pilot, fly away or continue to maneuver around the enemy ship. As the captain, you can give the orders. You're the captain, and you can do whatever else you want as well. And Victor, you're doing whatever the captain says. I believe you guys can click on the ballista or the catapult and target the pirate ship token to attack it. I believe you have controls for that.
Very cool.
So you yourself do not roll. You would just click on the ballista, and then the ballista in its inventory has the magic bolt attack, and the catapult has the rock shot attack in its inventory. So, without further ado, the Gith pirate ship is first on the scene, and it is going to target you with its ballista, but it's going to roll very poorly. So the first fire goes by. You see a rain of ballista bolts, but they do not come into contact with your ship. Thus making it Victor's turn.
I have to wait for the captain, don't I?
You can do whatever you want. You can choose to wait for the captain.
Is that holding my action or readying my action?
One of those things.
I will.
Would you like to move somewhere?
I guess I'll move towards the catapult and wait for.
Okay.
And wait for the captain to. I have to wait for orders, so.
Ending your turn, Rothamir.
Oh, I gotta.
I did it. You're good.
Okay. I don't have the combat tracker up.
Rothamir, it's your turn.
Well, um, I think I would like to get away from this, but I should probably wait for the captain's orders on this one.
All right. Sylvana.
So I'll kind of hold
oh,
until she orders.
Right.
I walk up, I run up to Rothamir. Rothamir, we're under attack. Do you think you can get us out of here, or you've been flying the ship? You would know best. Or do we need to turn and face them?
I'll try my best, but if we keep them distracted while I'm going, that'll help.
Great suggestion. How do you think we should distract them?
I think we have a catapult back on the back on the aft.
Alright.
You do.
Alright. Alright, do the best you can. And try to get us out of this mess.
Will do.
And then I run back. Whatever movement I have left. I think I want to... Let me see what I can do with this real quick. I believe that I can... No, I cannot. Never mind.
Okay.
I just let I let Victor know what Rothamir wants to do. Victor, Rothamir is trying to get us out of here, and he says to create a distraction. What do we do?
I can fire this. I can fire this massive catapult at it.
I can fire the catapult, Captain.
Already got stone loaded, or whatever it's loaded in this.
Fire at will.
All
Whose
right,
will?
I'm gonna back up the chain here. Victor, you've been ordered to fire at will.
Just fire!
Oh, do I gotta left click on it? Hold click?
Whose will?
I do.
I lied. Apparently, you do not have control of the catapult. But you would like to use the catapult?
I would like to.
I can make this happen.
I would like to fire said catapult. Baby. Oh baby!
You fire a rock shot at the catapult, or at the pirate ship, and a bunch of rocks slam into the side of the squid ship.
Well, we were supposed to create a distraction. You just hit the ship.
I think that's a distraction.
Importantly, since there are arguably two of you, it does take an action to load the catapult and an action to fire it, just so you know.
I would love for you to load this catapult.
But that was Victor's turn. Rothamir, you are getting us out of here?
Absolutely.
Give me a spellcasting roll, so a wisdom check with your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Would that just be like the normal spell jamming?
Yes, the normal spell jamming roll.
Okay. Supposed to do something. Guess it doesn't do something. So, just a regular check.
What happened there?
Let's say, supposed to, I was
My
trying to use this.
cadet got hit somehow? What? There's not even a plasmoid cadet here.
I murdered a crew member?
I'm not really sure what happened there. You just roll a d20 for now. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll
later.
figure that. We'll figure the other
Really-
thing out
I'm
later.
not really sure what happened there.
I'm gonna roll wisdom.
And then add 4 to that. So you're doing well. All right. So the first round, you lay into the Gith squid ship with a heavy rock shot, and then Rothamir kind of like does one of these turns off and begins moving as fast as he can away from the ship.
Tokyo Drift.
And then that was Sylvana's ordering turn, so now it's the Gith's turn. They give chase, obviously, because why wouldn't they? And they fire again with their other ballista, but do a terrible job. Man, my pirates suck tonight. All right. Victor.
This actually seems very useful for me. I will use my action to load the cannon, or load it.
Uh-huh.
And then I will use my action surge to set fires and catapult.
Double time.
Yeah.
Double
Okay.
time. All right, so you're going to fire again
Yes.
at the Gith
Yes.
pirate vessel. All right, let me target it for you here. Rock shot, go. Yes,
Oh.
that one did not go. Sorry.
Good job. Now you're creating a distraction instead of attacking them. This is what you were supposed to do.
Both are good.
Rothamir,
Well, I'm
It
going to
does-
continue.
you do get the feeling that your ship is faster, but you are still within range of their weapons.
Well, I will do my best to make sure we're not.
All right, I need another spell jamming roll or wisdom check at the moment. That one not as great. You kind of like swerve to avoid a stray asteroid, but that slows you down a little bit. Sylvana.
Still done. Internally, it's freaking out. But I will try to do my best to show confidence. And I am going to cast Bless on all of us because we're going to need all the blessings we can get.
Does the bless apply to the catapult shot?
I'm hoping.
No. Or yeah, no. You're not proficient in catapult.
Okay. May
So
I
if anything, the bless will kind of make up for that.
Okay.
It'll help. But the blessing will help somehow. I feel it in my heart.
Okay. Is bless a bonus action? Can't remember.
All right. I think the catapult is now updated so you can actually use it when you went to
Okay.
attack. But now we are. Let's see. Everyone made it to Sylvana. You've cast bless. That makes it the Gith's turn. They will fire their ballista.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no, indeed. That happened. A ballista bolt tears through the side of your ship. A lot of wreckage kind of spills out into the void.
I would.
I mean, I don't think.
Victor.
I will now proceed to load and plead. Savala, fire the catapult, please.
Rothamir.
getting us out of here. I hope.
That is a pretty good roll. You make back the losses that you had. You make back the losses that you had suffered earlier in speed, and you are starting to pull away from them again.
Can I tell about how far behind us they are?
Well, they had already kept a distance of about 50 feet, but you've already added about another 30 feet to that.
Okay.
Sylvana,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
All right. So they're within. If we are 30 feet, they're under 120 feet from us.
They
I'm
are
gonna look
under
at.
120 feet from you, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna look to see if I can see who is firing.
Okay, so this
Lisa.
ship is crewed by probably 8 Githyanki. There's the captain, who is giving many orders on deck in a language you do not understand or can really hear because it's too far away anyway. You can just kind of hear the rabble of noise. There are 3 Gith at each of the 2 ballistas, doing various like acquiring shot, loading shot, firing shot, and then there's one that appears to be in their own version of a spelljammer chair.
I am going to target the spelljammer,
Okay.
and I am going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
I can. I don't know if I can target because
Just
what I
target
see.
the pirate ship directly. He being part of the ship follows the ship rules.
Brains in the ship.
Oh.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
No, oh my goodness.
So yeah, just click on the Githyanki pirate
No,
ship token. Oh.
I think I did, right? I have it selected?
You have it selected, yes.
Okay. Guiding bolt, where is it? Here it is. No, here's not it. I don't?
Shouldn't they have gotten? Oh, we didn't actually click like a rest between sessions, did we?
Oh, okay. I mean, if we haven't taken a rest, I figured we did have a rest. I've only done bless so far.
I had to manually put in my hit points earlier. I was still at 7 hit points.
Oh. Hold on. There you go.
All right. There we go. It says I must target 1 token. So I guess the ship doesn't have.
You got your target still on like you and everyone else from the bless.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry. I suck.
Hold on.
I can't undo.
There you go.
Why do I have a health bar?
Now undo the
There
top.
we go.
There you go.
All right. Oh, that 15 would have been better.
15 does hit. So you fired a guiding bolt and it hit. That made some. You've caused some issues. Let me make.
Okay, so I don't know if this matters, but as part of the spell, yeah, he's blinded for 1 second. I mean, for a few seconds.
It definitely mattered. He did not do well on his spell jamming roll after being hit by an attack. And the Gith pirate ship kind of wavers in space. It kind of like does like a full like, and the squid tentacles kind of are floating ahead of it. But it does not. You may be getting away at this rate.
Rathamir, get us out of here!
Crying lion.
Give me 1 second here.
That makes me want to drink. I can still hear you though.
Okay. About that time, as you hear that you need to get away, you notice a thing on the front of your ship that wasn't there before.
Oh no.
Rothamir, you now know why you didn't see it on the other ship. It had joined your ship.
Yay. Extra yay.
I
wow.
will give you a quick picture of what you're looking at. It is a dark, shadowy figure. It has a kind of like one of those boat hook staves made of the same shadow stuff. Some kind of a face plate that you would use to breathe in this environment, and glowing white eyes. And as it makes its way toward toward you, Rothamir, it brings its boat hook up and just kind of drags it across the ballista, and you can see the guideline of the ballista cut by the blade at the end of it.
Little help up here.
So yeah. The Gith ship is busy right now. Victor, you hear a call for assistance from the middle of the ship.
Well, I know I won't be able to reach into attack, so before I leave, this fully loaded catapult, I'm gonna aim it and shoot. I'm gonna shoot the ship one more time and make my leave.
Okay.
Because there was a reason. Do I left click
So
on it?
you should be able to click on the token and then, select the pirate ship and then click on the token, and in its inventory it should have an attack.
I don't know how to act. Oh, okay, there we go. Features? Magic bolt?
No. You're clicking on the ballista.
I am clicking on the ballista.
Don't click on the catapult on the back of the ship with you. Oh, okay. Do the thing.
That? I'm clicking on this. It's not letting me.
All right.
Oh.
I will. There. Something has rolled.
Do I get advantage because of Guiding Bolt?
Yes. Go ahead and roll again, because it didn't do the actual advantage.
There.
That's better.
Why did it do 60 last time?
Because it's a different token. We messed up. It'll be fine. You've wrecked the pirate ship beyond being able to catch up to you guys at this time, and it fades from view as you kind of give it one last parting shot. Looking up at the other side of the top deck, a shadowy figure is standing there. It has just destroyed your ballista.
Hey, I like that ballista. I'm gonna run up and draw swords and meet him. I guess I'll fight him on this gangway? What's it called? The stairway?
Yeah. Okay. Rothamir?
We're no longer worried about being pursued.
You don't appear to be. You've lost sight of the Gith pirate vessel. The squid ship is now too far away to give pursuit, or you've damaged them to the point where they don't want to bother.
Either way, they are not the biggest threat I see in front of me. So, can I actually make an attack, magical attack, without leaving the helm?
If you want to keep the ship moving, that is basically all you can do.
Is just keep the ship moving?
Yes. Doing other things breaks your concentration on that, which is strenuous as it is.
We'll try to keep the ship moving at this time, and I'll trust in the rest of my crew.
Okay. Sylvana, you see a
Well,
shadowy stowaway.
The shadowy stowaway has not done anything yet, correct?
It has destroyed your ballista.
Well, damn. I go up, and this is. Stop! What are you doing in our vessel? Identify yourself.
It does not respond, as if maybe being made of shadow stuffs, it does not have a voice of its own.
Oh.
Make a religion check. Heck if you know. This is probably some weird space stuff.
I'm just gonna try to turn on that.
Okay.
You know, I don't know how to do that here.
It should be a
But I
feature of yours.
present my
Please, man.
feature.
Channel Divinity
And
Turn
I
Undead.
select-
The
Right.
third or fourth one down the list.
I present my holy symbol and I command it to return to the shadows.
And what is your holy symbol? I forgot to ask, or I think we've gone over this. I don't remember. What is your holy symbol?
My holy symbol. Gosh darn it! Put me on this spot. Hang on one second.
Okay. I guess it never came up. What god do you actually worship, since it's not the Raven Queen?
Oh goodness. I don't. I don't have a god. I think we should probably
Okay.
talk about that.
Okay, that's also fair.
Yes. That's kind of part of my arc, my story. I am kind of in search of somebody worthy of worship, so we can discuss that further.
Sure.
But I do. But I am.
What item do you put faith in?
I
A lucky human foot. I mean,
No.
Okay. I do have something, but I can't find it. Oh my god, I suck. I'm so sorry. It's something. It's something really cool, and I'm so nervous that I'm having a hard time describing it.
Okay.
But it's really cool.
We'll sort that out later. So you present this really cool holy symbol, and turn it away. You're like, "Begone, shadow monster!"
Be gone.
It immediately flees from your presence to the farthest edge of the ship.
Oh.
And like glares at you menacingly, but it cannot stand to be in your presence.
Okay. All right. I cannot move. I don't think I can move anymore. So that ends my turn.
All right.
And try to get back to it. And there.
On its turn, it is going to basically jump off the ship at the next closest asteroid that whizzes by, and you can see it kind of crouching on the asteroid with its hook staff behind it, just glaring at you as you guys kind of leave the space where it is currently residing.
good.
But without much more effort, you get back into Spelljammer space. You're moving pretty quick clip. Stars and nebula are kind of whizzing by. You had a little bit of an issue, and your ship is a little roughed up, but otherwise, it's doing pretty well, all things considered. Could be worse.
I would like to take
Um,
this small amount of time to try to repair the ballista.
Sure. You kind of like pull the cord back to try to tie it in a knot and be like, this is gonna have to hold. Um,
I can
not-
try to help with mending as well.
oh yeah, Victor, you kind of like hold it taut and via Sylvana's mending, it kind of like cinches back together.
Preload it again. Go to the other one. Preload the other.
All right. So unexpectedly, or at this point, expectedly, the third time, your ship slows, marking the presence of something else within its vicinity. It takes just a moment to spot another hammerhead ship in the distance. The other ship is severely damaged and adrift. Every few seconds, bands of electricity ripple out from the center of its hull, dealing further damage to the ship.
Like something is attacking it, or is it the eels?
It is. It looks. The eels are long gone, but it looks like this ship has sustained heavy damage from the eels, and is now adrift.
Probably the group two B.
To be.
I'd say, can we see any markings on the vessel to help identify it?
Oh, it is very much one of yours.
Oh, we must help them if it's one of ours.
I have no objections.
We'll carefully make our way over there then.
All right. As you kind of head that direction, you spot the cadets from the other team. You don't even need to make a roll to tell that they are in dire straits.
Oh, no.
Meekin is among them. He's kind of like waving you down for help. Rothamir, I just need a spell jamming piloting roll to kind of pull up next to this ship. Arcs of electricity are kind of like coming off of it, tearing new holes in the ship that weren't there before.
Yeah, I wanted to be extra careful about that, but apparently I wasn't.
You were not. As you pull up next to the ship, from the internal engine compartment, a small explosion kind of issues forth from underneath the ship, and like splatters the side of your ship in like shrapnel.
This wasn't our fault.
Jump onto the ship! I kind of yell out to them.
They it is not moments, as they were all just kind of like immediately bum rush the side of their ship and like jump onto yours, and you manage to pull away from it just as the internal of their ship explodes.
I checked the crew to see if anybody's injured and needs healing.
They all seem to have kind of like normal injuries you would expect. A lot of abrasions, bruises, a few burns. Nothing like severely life-threatening.
What got you guys?
Meekin is like, we got caught up in the eels. I tried so hard, and I didn't get it. They wrapped us up, and then we couldn't move, and then the fires.
We were hit by them too.
They were very
It's not your
slippery.
fault.
About this time, the illusion around you ends in a wave of silvery blue light, and you stand within the simulation chamber where your training exercise began. It is just the three of you, because the other team went to another chamber. Magic energy ripples like a turbulent cloud around you, reaching out to touch the rune-scribed walls and then exploding outward as bolts of lightning send Seirth and Tarto and others just flying to the ground. I need dexterity saving throws from the three of you.
Boo.
That
They would've
dexterity
liked it.
checks. That
Oh wait.
Saving throw, not check.
oh no, save. Here it is. Dexterity.
Oh, do we
Got it.
not get our? We don't get the.
I will
Bless.
get this. I promise.
I think the bless expired on us.
The bless did expire on you.
Yeah.
All right, so I know it says ballista, but it really meant electrical damage because I had the ballista checked for some reason. So those of you who fail take 13 damage, and the one of you that might have succeeded, yes, Rothamir, you only take 6 lightning damage. And the simulation comes to a close
I'd say
with that explosion. You find yourself in the simulations deck as we discussed. Damaged. There are, like I said, your commanding officers are currently on the ground. The explosion did some serious damage.
gotta look around to see if there's anyone really, really injured.
Make well, the only people in here with you are Bosun Tarto, Seirth, and Mr. Blip. All of them are kind of on the ground. They look to be about as injured as you guys are, as they suffered the same mess that you did.
But this doesn't feel like this was part of the simulation, but something.
It is very much not part of the simulation.
Okay. So I
this
checked.
was not. You can tell this was not supposed to happen.
Okay.
Everyone okay?
Yes, everybody. Just I'm bleeding, and I don't feel well, but I still check to make sure everybody else is okay.
Who do you check first?
Well, I definitely instinctively would look at Rothamir and Victor first.
They're both technically standing along with you, or at least pull themselves up off the ground. The other
And then
three have not yet.
And then I go to the other three.
Okay. Who do you go to first? Tarto, Seirth, or Mr. Blip?
There.
Seirth? They are stunned. There is some lightning damage that has befallen them. A medicine roll will be needed to kind of get them back into helping, into a useful shape. 13 is good enough. You
right.
kind of patch up what you can and kind of like bring them around. And Seirth looks up and goes, that was some wicked backlash. Oh, that hurt.
Say,
You okay?
I will be.
Okay.
Checking on Tarko while
okay.
she's looking at Sareth.
Okay. Same deal. I will need a medicine roll if you wish to administer some first aid.
I'll do Mr. Blip.
You do what you can. Doesn't seem to be great, but it's better than nothing.
So can at least get an idea for how
She
severely
is
injured.
slightly more injured than Sareth was.
I will go check out Mr. Blip.
Okay.
What he needs.
He needs a medicine roll.
Oh no, he's dead.
He's dead. You're positive. You're positive that the electrical overload has completely and totally fried his internals.
As I go to his eyes. He has no eyelids.
He doesn't have eyelids. Your hand kind of goes over his eyes, and they remain exactly where they are, except they're not glowing.
Blip, no.
No.
So,
I mean, he's
Tarko,
mechanical. Can we like do mending on him?
So, Savannah, you're dealing with Sareth at the moment, and you hear Victor kind of go over and be like, "Mr. Blip, no!" And you see him like trying everything under the sun, but it's not working.
No.
You're pretty positive that maybe Victor is bad at first aid. This is maybe not how you first aid things.
Oh no.
If you wander over and give a poke, you can also make a medicine roll.
To who?
To Mr.
Blip?
Blip if you wish.
Absolutely. Come on.
No, it's fine. So you push Victor out of the way because he is only doing harm. He is not helping.
First do no harm.
I'm helping.
And you immediately find that there is while there is some serious damage, Mr. Blip appears to be in like safe mode. And
Okay.
there is you're pretty sure that there's like a discharge switch you can press that will unleash safely like the electricity out of his system.
I press it.
You feel a little staticky for a second as the electricity is kind of like safely discharged around the area in like a little static cloud. And then one by one, the little lights in his eyes kind of blip back on, and he looks up and goes, "I do not know what happened, but that was unpleasant."
Oh, you had us going, Mr. Bleep. Victor, he's okay. You scared me.
Rothamir, Tarto, still not looking great.
Tarko's going to need a healing then. So we'll go ahead and burn a cure wounds on.
Okay. That's fine. That will immediately put her back into the green. And she kind of coughs almost half a lung worth of coughing, and is like, what even happened? Who's responsible? Somebody report quickly.
After the simulation ended abruptly after an explosion. I have no clue what happened.
She's like, what about the other cadets?
They have not. We have not checked on them yet.
Go now. Go
Sure,
check
sure,
on them.
sure.
They're
Run,
in the
run,
next
run.
room over.
Right away.
On our way.
On our way. Yep.
Okay. So you guys head over to the next room. Mikan is there with his cadets, with his fellow cadets. They are all in about the same shape you are. But they have some healers among them that have kind of patched everyone up on their side. You did find out while kind of like checking everyone over that Meekin, his actions did save some of his fellow crew members from the worst of the magical backlash. You think maybe your talk to him earlier gave him the pep he needed to save some lives.
Is everybody okay?
Everyone in this area seems at least okay enough. At this point, Tarto kind of limps in with Sereth behind her, and Mr. Blip, and they're like, somebody find out what happened here. Look around.
I will begin searching.
I need either a investigation roll or a perception check.
I'm looking in a corner.
You are looking. You found a corner in a round room, which is really hard to do.
I'm impressed.
Savannah, you may be distracted by, the various, trying to care for people while looking at things. Victor,
theatrics.
You find a piece of metal, an odd-shaped metal plate that has been crudely jammed into one of the walls of the chamber.
Well, no, I should not. I will.
It has a jagged sigil carved into it.
I will summon one over both Tarto, and whoever. Solaris?
Sereth?
Sereth. And Mr. Blip too, to the strange plate in the wall.
Okay.
So
they examine the plate, deduce it to be the cause of the sabotage. And while you're while you're there, like while they're over talking to each other, you overhear kind of an exchange between Tarto and Sereth. Tarto kind of scowls, kind of chomping down on her cigar, and she points to the sigil as she looks at Sereth and goes, "That look familiar to you?" And Sereth, their quicksilver eyes kind of scan the object coldly and says, "I should have suspected. It appears to be that the Mercane's grudge against Mert has become a vendetta. The old wolf must be told." You just hear that exchange. Beyond that, you are currently dismissed from the area to await your grades.
I'm hurt. Let's go get food.
Everything hurts. Let's go eat.
Yeah.
I think I could use a drink.
All right. So back to the
rest.
quarters.
Rest would be nice.
You guys go and rest. Is there anything in particular you would like to do while resting?
How long of a rest are we getting?
Oh, you're gonna get at least a short rest in before anything of note happens.
Okay. In that case,
Is there alcohol in the cadet quarters?
Heck yeah, you're all adults.
All right, I order drinks are on me.
All
We
right,
need
so
to
you guys
celebrate.
all go to the Weeping Goddess Tavern, which is the cadet tavern, and just begin ordering drinks.
Here, guys, here's to a job well done. We encountered some difficulties, but we stuck together. We were a good team, and we got through it. Cheers.
Here.
This will
But
definitely be a story later for Deck.
Too bad you couldn't. You weren't given a chance to read the captain's log before the simulation ended.
True.
I mean, I still
That
have
would've
it,
been nice.
right?
No, it's an illusion. It wasn't real.
Oh yeah. Darn it!
You're like, wait a minute. You go dig through your backpack. You're like, oh
I
yeah.
know, right?
Damn it. Sarah has
Where is
really
it?
good
I know I-
illusions.
I know I put it in here.
Say, any of you guys badly injured still?
No, I'm good. I rested up. I burned both my.
Okay. So having had a chance to rest, eventually, a tube delivery system that are along like the walls and stuff around here drops off a tube labeled for class 3C.
Okay.
It has your grades.
Oh boy.
So, going over my grade sheet, first thing to be graded upon, plotting a course correctly on the first attempt, worth 1 point, marked as a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing on the grading sheet, mitigating the damage of the electrical storm on the first attempt, marked as a failure. Third thing on the grading sheet, entering the asteroid cluster without damaging the ship, also worth 1 point, also marked with a failure. The fourth thing on the list, exiting the asteroid cluster without damaging the ship, worth 1 point. Passed.
Not a point, guys.
Finally.
The fifth item on the list, defeating or outrunning the enemy ship, worth 4 points. Passed.
Ooh.
The final piece that has been written in underneath in an extra credit section, stopping to assist the other cadet squad, 2 points. Passed.
That's 70%.
Which is like a 7 out of 10.
70% C plus.
All right. See.
So the points required for success was 6 or more. So not only you succeeded, but you succeeded by an extra point.
Yes.
Wait, so retrieval of said book was not part of the grade?
Nope.
Oh,
That's an I think that was an expectation. As much as I wish we'd
Yep.
get a point for it.
You get a 0 on the test if you come back without the book.
Okay.
I'm afraid to look at the other team's score because I think you can get a 0 for the test for not coming
Oh.
back.
200.
But
Yeah,
then
the
if
other
you get a
you don't
book,
you don't want to
it's
look
not
at team 2Bs. There's not a lot of winning on that one.
Let's not bring it up next time we see him.
No.
Well,
Um,
it's a good effort.
Look, they had twice as many people, and you came out ahead. This is what happens when you're dealing with 3C, top of the class, right?
That's right. I mean, top of the class would have gotten 10 out of 10.
Well,
I
Top of the
feel like-
top of the class sets the curve.
right. You've currently set the curve.
I feel like the grading is more skewed towards the Spelljammer driver's ability.
I mean, a little bit of it is. For 3 of the points are more related to that. At least one of the points is more related to captaining, and then the 4 points for defeating or outrunning the enemy ship is a group effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, So with that, you've received your grades for your very first outing on a spelljamming vessel training mission. Illusory, not real, which is good because think of all the repairs they would have had to do if this was a real ship.
Yeah.
Be burning transcripts in there for a week.
But congrats on your first outing in simulated spelljamming flying. Hopefully you've learned some things, and maybe you've learned some things about yourselves when it comes to choosing positions later.
Mm-hmm. Being captain is too stressful.
Oh, you did fine. You passed.
That's
You
it.
could have done better.
Being cat, you're definitely better at issuing orders than I am.
Oh.
But anyway, with that, congratulations. You are now 3rd level. You've gained your 3rd level, and we will come back. Oh, also, let's see what else. And that's it. Yeah, just 3rd level. You did not fail the training exercise, so you don't get in trouble from Tardo. And you've uncovered more weirdness at the academy that you have been exposed to. So other than that, I think that will draw the game to a close this evening. The rest of you all watching us on Twitch and later on YouTube when we toss it on there, thank you for also watching. Definitely swing by our Discord. Link is, I believe, below, along with our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. Our link of the Discord is in the chat. Again, if you'd like to throw us a follow or subscribe, that would be nice. If you are Twitch subscribers, you can go ahead and maybe offer us the free subscription that you have. That would be nice. But otherwise, again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all next week. So goodbye, and enjoy the stars, I guess.